Welcome to That's Good for Footy.
Forget about the heartbreaks, the agony and heartaches. You give it all for the game's sake, and that's good for footy. Forget about the heartbreaks, the agony and heartaches. You give it all for the game's sake, and that's good for footy. And this is what you pray for, every night and every day for. You give it all, then you give more. That's good for footy.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? Oh, wow. That's not quite the response I was expecting. We're down at the Dandenong RSL and it's Collingwood night. How are you? Oh, that's a little bit better. All right. Okay, we woke up a few people. Nice to have you here. These are the only live and interactive footy panel shows going around. This is where the fans meet the players and the players meet the fans. It's for the passionate supporters. These shows allow you to see the players in a little bit of a different light. I'm ready, let's go. Get stuck in. Collingwood show, May the 31st. Please welcome to the show our first panellist. He was born on the 31st of May in 1993. Why is that day relevant? Because it's today, that's right. He's played a total of 182 games. He's kicked 80 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2013. When he plays for the Collingwood Football Club, he wears the number 6 on his back. Could you please welcome birthday boy, Tom Mitchell?
Good old Collingwood forever. They know how to play the game. Side by side they stick together to uphold the
That'll do, that's good. I think you've already got it prepared, haven't you? I'm pretty sure you're going to go straight to it, aren't you? Is it there? Day to you, happy birthday to you. There you go. There.
Happy birthday, dear Tom. Happy birthday to you.
Lady down, hooray! There's a lady down. She's coming through. She's been avid watcher of the shows, and she wanted to say happy birthday. How's that? Thank you very much. There you go. How nice is that? Cadbury favourites too. We'll polish those up before the show's done. Don't worry about that. All right, let's get our second panellist out here. He was born on the 20th of September in 1996. He's played a total of 172 games and he's kicked 17 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2015. When he plays for the Collingwood Football Club, he wears the number 4 on his back. Could you please welcome to the stage, Braden Maynard.
Good old Collingwood forever. They know how to play the game. Side by side they stick together to uphold the Magpies' name. See the barricades, the
That'll do. That's great. Thank you very much for everyone getting involved. We're nice and cosy up here. You guys all cool with how this all presents? Yeah, because here they both are. Welcome to the show. First of all, congratulations on today being your birthday. We were just having a little bit of a discussion at the back, and Tom's done, I think, around about 8 or 9 shows over the journey. Some of them he was wearing different stripes, but now he's wearing the right stripes, as he now concurs with. But in saying all of that, it's we've known each other for a fair while now, and you've done a few of these shows. How do you feel? Any older or?
It feels weird to say I'm 30. I still feel younger than that, and hopefully I've got plenty of footy left. But yeah, Damo, it's been great to get to know you and Sandy over the years, and I reckon our first show would have been in 2017 around that time, but definitely have the right colours on now. So.
Yeah, there you go. I think everyone else agrees with that too. And Braden, mate, nice to see you. You're looking well, and obviously you're enjoying your football. How is everything in your world at the moment?
Mate, going really well. It's it's exciting to be here. Thanks for having us once again. I think it's about my second or third show, so they're getting better every time, and the venue's getting further away, so that's good.
Yes, I concur with that as well, my friend.
No, going really well. Obviously, the team's flying at the moment. Absolutely love being at the club I'm at. And love it. Good. We're
going to go through a lot of that. We've got a lot to get through, so I'm going to kick it off. I wanted to just talk a little bit of hot topics at the moment. Okay, we're going to just do this off the top. I want to speak about this, and then you guys can give me your thoughts and opinion on it. Being an AFL coach is a tough caper. It's extreme at the moment, both for Adam Simpson and Michael Voss. They would be both feeling the external and internal pressure. The fans and the media can be ruthless and relentless. We've just seen two of the best coaches of the modern era in Alistair Clarkson, good mate of yours, and now Damien Hardwick both walk away from the game, albeit with Clarkson for an indefinite period. Both of you guys have been at clubs when the coaches have been giving their marching orders. When and what does all this noise do to the playing group and the club as a whole, and what goes on behind the scenes, and what's generally the narrative that's given to you guys when that sort of thing goes on?
Yeah, there's no doubt that there's big pressure that comes with coaching. There's big pressure that comes with playing as well, and everyone's analysing your performance. But I think, being the senior coach is a really tough job because there's just so many people across the footy club you have to look out for, and then when there's external stress, that just adds to it. So I reckon when you're a player, you don't get too caught up in it. Like you're just worried about preparing and playing and things like that. But for the coaches that are going through their stressful times, hopefully they've got mechanisms and processes in place to come out the other side of it.
What's the narrative though coming out of the club? Like when you went through it with Bucks, what was there a certain what you were allowed to say, what you're not allowed to say?
No, not really. I mean, it's pretty tough. You try not to pay attention to what the media and all that are saying, but at the same time, you're scrolling through Instagram, social media, and while you're trying to not pay attention, it is hard not to because you always see it on social media. The media are just rambling on about it, and that's what obviously makes things a lot more harder for the coach and the playing group. So I just feel like the media do need to back off a little bit. Like they do cause a lot of angst and pressure. And I think there's some things that have been said this week about Cripper from Carlton. I think they need to be held accountable for what they say or get things ticked off before they come out and say things, because some of the shit that comes out of their mouth is not acceptable, and personally it really frustrates me, and I'm sure it frustrates everyone else. So that's just my opinion on it.
No, I love it. Well said. Thank you. I knew I could rely on you to get exactly what I wanted to extract. I'm actually just going to go over a little of what you have just said. More and more often since the pandemic, we're seeing burnout. Not that this is relevant to football, but we even saw the Western Australian Premier say, I'm exhausted, Does the media have a large role to play in this? You've just really summed it up by saying, yeah, they do, People need to be accountable. You can't just say this stuff and get away with it. And I then just wanted to follow on to that by saying we saw Paddy Cripps come out and make justification post on his social media. Are you all too scrutinised?
Yeah, 100%. And as I touched on, like some of the stuff that the media are allowed to say about us, true or false, most of the time it's false. It's not okay. It does take a toll on players and coaches, like we have seen in the past. So that's what I feel like. I've actually spoken to the psychologist at the club a bit about it, and she thinks there needs to be a process in place. If you want to write an article or if you want to have a say on something, it needs to be ticked off by whoever. Not too sure who it would be, but it needs to be ticked off and looked at before it's actually put out to the media, because most of the time there'll be a lot of articles that actually aren't allowed out into the public because of some of the stuff they're saying. So it can be a bit of a brutal industry at the moment. And
once it's out there, it's out there. You can't retract some of those things. Yes, you can come out and then you can vilify it, you can justify it. The vilification's already been done. But the justification, the damage has been done in that instance. I mean, you have to work a lot with the media, with ball magnets, and you'll do a lot of promotional work and that sort of thing. Do you find it's a fine line that you walked on?
Yeah, I think as players, sometimes, like I actually love that Cripper called the media out, because I think as players sometimes the last thing you want to do is make a comment on something, because it actually draws more attention to something that may not be true. So the player's normal response is just to stay quiet and not put up a fight and just get on with it, because the media will then somehow come harder at you. So I actually love that Cripper took a stance. He's obviously a mate of mine through ball magnets, and he did what he did and called it out, and I think got an apology, but they need to be better in the first place. I noticed the rebuttal for it, which was probably a somewhat apology, which came through on Footy Online, and it was only about that big, just saying, we apologise for what was said. It was like, really? I think, it would have been more of an acknowledgement than that. That's all they need to do. Like, they just need to apologise, whereas we do something wrong, we get scrutinised by the media flat out.
Yep.
And it's the toll. It takes a lot bigger of a toll than it does with them if they stuff something up.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of players that have come and gone throughout the industry that have just gone away through mental fatigue. I speak of Tom Boyd as one of those individuals that went through that. But enough of that sort of stuff. I did want to discuss it with you. Thanks for being candid. Let's go into the game that was. Let's get stuck in. I wanted to talk about this. First of all, congratulations on the 35-point win. Yeah? I'll say off the top, it was a strange old game though. The Pies were in charge from the get-go and never really looked challenged. But it wasn't an emphatic win either. North, to their credit, ground the game out, but they didn't have the polish of the Pies. They overpossessed the ball, but it was a win regardless, and that's all that matters in this instance. I just want to go into this next paragraph because this will follow into the question that I want you to answer. You had two milestone gamers in Mason Cox, who was playing his 100th, and you had Rusty Still Sidebottom, who was playing his 300th, right? It was soured, obviously, in the 12-minute mark of the first when Still did his MCL and could now spend 3 to 4 weeks on the sidelines. It seemed, watching the game, that his injury took a bit of air out of the actual stadium. Now, you're footballers, you're out there and, injuries happen all the time. You just got to get on with the job. But knowing that it was Still's 300th and it was Mason's 100th, not to suggest that's not any more important, but Steele's been a stalwart at the club. There's only been 3-4 other players that have played over 300 games. Seeing him go down, was there a bit of an empty feeling? Was there any of that? Because it felt, and I just wanted to say, because what I wrote here is that from about half-time onwards, the crowd was estimated at around 39,000, and it didn't look like that after half-time. Was that because most people thought, well, Collingwood are just going to run away with this and we come to celebrate Still's 300th? Or do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, a little bit of an opinion. During the week leading up to the game, we just spoke about respecting the game. We were coming up against North, obviously, who are at the bottom of the ladder, but they're still going to come out and give it their all. So we spoke about respecting the game, and we know Sidey's 300th, Mason's 100th, but at the end of the day, it's a game of football, and we're playing a team at the bottom of the ladder, but we need to respect the game and come out and still play the way that we've been playing the last sort of couple of months, which has put us in good stead. So obviously shattering for Sidey, for hurting himself. He's obviously the heart and soul of the Collingwood Football Club, and everyone loves him so much, and we were lucky enough to have a beer after the game and enjoy ourselves with him and his family, which was great fun. But yeah, he'll have to spend a bit of time on the sidelines, and no doubt he'll contribute just as much as he does when he's playing. Yeah.
Did you take anything from what I just put forward there, though, Tom, when you were playing the game? Did you feel that the crowd had maybe left, or was there any...
I didn't take notice, no. I think when you're in the zone, as they say, you're pretty focused on the job at hand.
Yeah.
I think with Steele as well, you definitely see he's got the jacket on, he's out for the game, so I'm pretty sure every player would have got to him and told him they were thinking of him and I hope he's all right, but then your mind pretty quickly switches back to what you got to do. You're in the heat of the game and we've got a job to do to try and get the win, but then after the game it was obviously great to see him get cheered off and sing the song with his daughter Matilda, with all the boys. There's some great memories for Steele there, and then we had an after-match function for him, so some really good celebration to still celebrate everything he's done for the club.
Excellent. Thank you, boys. Thanks for sharing a little bit of insight, going behind the scenes. Well, the Pies find themselves on top of the ladder with 10 wins, 1 loss, and a pretty healthy 33% points. Melbourne are the only team with a higher percentage rate than you guys, and it's only 0.9% ahead. So I know we're not even at the halfway point of season 2023. We're 11 games in with 13 to go before we even reach the finals. But how's the measurements tracking around the club and within the playing group? Expectations versus results. Is this about where you thought you'd be, or is it slightly better than expectations? Just to put things into perspective, round 11 last year, to this 23 games, you've actually won 23 games and you've only lost 2 from round 11 at the same time last year. So round 11 of last year only up to round 22, and then round 11 of this year takes you up to your 23 games. You've only lost 2 games out of those 23. Is that where you think you kind of thought you'd be this year, where you are now?
Yeah,
off the back of that?
Obviously pleasing numbers. I think the way we approach each game, though, it's we don't sort of set out before the year we want to win this many games, we want to finish this spot on the ladder. It's very process oriented, and Fly is huge on that. So we're big on getting better every day, and so the things we do, the little things at the club, whether it be an extra touch session, the work we put on the track, going really hard when we're out there, all the little 1%ers to get your body right, all our attention is on that, and then the outcome is great, but we don't actually get too distracted. But we would rarely talk about it, I reckon.
Yeah, right. Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just easy to stay focused on, right, what are we going to do now? And then it's good to know that the results are going in our favour behind the scenes, but we're very process-driven.
It's interesting because I read out those stats and probably everyone in the room is more excited about that than probably the players are, because when you think about it from round 11 through to round 11 this year, to realise that you played 23 games and as a fan you've only lost 2. That's pretty bloody awesome. So I'd imagine there'd be some excitement there. Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much. The Dacos boys continue to play near perfect football. If it's not one, it's the other. Josh chimed in with 3 last weekend, and Geordie had a blinder with 35 disposals. He hunts and he attacks the ball, as you all do, which is why you have the success that you do. But you all seem to have found your straps. I wanted to ask you, because Geordie is playing career best football. Your best mate's Bruzzy. Is that how you see it? Do you think he's right where he should be at the moment, and is he working so hard off the track that he's bringing it all on field?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been playing with George for 9 years now, and the work that he put in, it's been said in the media quite a lot, but the work that he put in the off season was easily the best off-season / pre-season that he's done, and it clearly shows on field at the moment. He's absolutely dominating, but we don't really want to talk about the individual. There's a lot of players around him that are helping him be a better player, including T. Mitch in the midfield with George, getting the ball out of him pretty cleanly. So, yes, all these boys are having great seasons, the Dacos brothers. Yep. You could potentially say everyone's having a really good season, but the main thing that I feel like we're doing the best is we're playing together. We're playing team football, and we're just relentless and ruthless with the way we go about playing the game. So, I love these boys, and they're playing such good footy. But there's a lot of people around them that are putting in a lot of work to make these boys good. Bloody
oath. And you couldn't imagine a better exponent of that than the man who just said that. You're all ruthless. You attack and hunt the ball, and your numbers clearly prove that. Injury-wise, things are looking up, apart from what just happened to Steelo on the weekend. You got Darcy Cameron back, and after the bye, I assume you'll be getting back Lipinski, McStay, and which could be a really good sign, Jezza. Could be coming back just to bolster 3 key areas. Is that the feeling around at the club, those 3 boys, now that the bye is coming? After that, we could see them coming back into the mix?
Yeah, they're getting close. The more training sessions we do, the more they're starting to drip feed into all the team drills and all the match simulations. So, they're all getting really close, and that's going to make it really competitive for spots, and that's a healthy thing for the team, I think. And, the healthier we are as a list, the better we're going to be proceeding throughout the year. So, really excited to have all those guys back. They've had decent stints on the sidelines, so they're just keen to play footy again.
Absolutely. In saying the 3 key areas, Lipinski coming back in is not a bad replacement for obviously Steelo being down for a little while. But what's it like seeing Jezza around at the club again? He went down. That was a pretty serious injury.
Yeah, it was pretty gruesome. I remember being out there and looking over, and he had his big white bone sticking out of his arm, and sorry.
You've all finished eating?
But
that's
yeah,
okay.
I actually went to go over to give him a big hug, but the physio told me to piss off. So I gave it a couple minutes. They got it intact, and then I sort of got the team. We went over together and all gave him a bit of love. So yeah, it was pretty gruesome and scary. Probably the worst injury I've seen in football. But yeah, he's training the house down. He'll be back. He would love to play this week, but I think there's a couple more weeks, maybe first round after bye.
That's brilliant. That is such good news. I wanted to ask you this, both of you, this particular question. New blood comes into the club. There would be generally 2 emotions. One, am I that old? Or cool, bring it on. I'll show you guys what I'm made of. Which one would you consider you to be?
Can you repeat that?
It's all right. It's okay.
I missed the first bit.
It's okay.
Sorry.
New blood comes into the club.
Yeah.
Okay, new blood comes into the club. Are you the kind of individual that looks at that as going, geez, am I that old? Or you look at it and go, oh, all right, I can show you. I'll give you a bit of a run for your money. Which one?
I don't know, it's a bit weird. Like, I still feel like I'm sort of in my 3rd or 4th year, but I'm getting older. I'm getting bloody old, and Titch is 30, so he's even older.
It's
but
relevant.
it
It's your birthday today, and that's why.
Yeah, it does feel real weird. And footy just goes like that.
Yeah.
People sort of come in, ex-players, and talk about how fast your career goes, and you sort of just sit there and you sort of first, second, third year, and then before you know it, your career is sort of halfway through it, or however far into it you are. But it's good getting young blood through the system. There are a few boys that have come in the last sort of couple of years and injected a lot of energy and positivity into the group. So. Yeah, it's real beneficial to the group.
So, in essence, which one would you be?
I'd sort of look at him and go, all right, well, come on.
There, I thought so. Yeah, good. And Tom, what about you? I know that you always lift for every occasion, so...
I'd like to say I'm like Braz, but I'm probably not like that. It does help, though, having Pendles, who's 35 or 36, to make you feel a bit younger. So you just have to look at number 10 down the locker room and be like, oh, I've still got a few years left.
Yeah, cool. Well, I know Steelo, he was doing PBs at the club and has been doing that for, all of this year and obviously following on from last year. So I know that it's been an inspiration for him. What's the one thing from your junior footy that has stayed with you and is now true to your unique style? What were you renowned for then and still are now? Was there something that was challenging, but now through adversity is a key attribute or a strength that you now possess? Is there something you were really good at in your junior footy that stood out and now you're still renowned for that? Is there something that you can go back to?
I sort of
in your trick of
have
cards?
Always been the bigger sort of kid from under nines or Oz kick, you could say. And I've always loved the physicality side of it, like tackling, pressure. So I feel like that's probably the main thing that's come along with me throughout my whole football journey is being able to tackle with intent.
Yeah, good.
Tackle to hurt the opposition. So.
Yeah, I like it. Like and hurt. You heard that part, didn't you? Yeah, hurt, yeah. Tom, anything that stayed?
I'll probably, similar to Braz, like my strengths as a player are probably winning the ball on the inside, and that's probably what I did growing up playing footy. As well as having a lot of fun back in the juniors. I kind of associate this year at Collingwood as the most fun I've had in footy, across my AFL career. And I think you can see that, the way the guys are smiling, get around each other. It's nothing I've ever experienced before. And it sort of takes you back to your junior days and why you're playing. It's pretty cool to
That's a great feeling,
feel
good
that
emotion.
Again.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Excellent. All right, you're coming up against the Eagles this weekend at Optus. Game kicks off at 4:35pm on Saturday. They're coming off a 50-point loss to the Bombers, so spirits may be a little flat considering everything else that's going on over there at the moment. You could be the ones that put the nail in the coffin. Obviously, there is no room for complacency, though. You came out last week, you just made the observation, playing a bottom team, we've got to respect the game, we've got to respect the game of football. How do you reckon that's going to play out, though? You're coming up against them. This is going to be a...
Well, yeah, they're obviously going to come out and give it their all. They've got nothing to lose at the moment. They're obviously probably not playing the best football that they want to be playing. They've got a few injuries, but they're always good at home. I mean, they did lose last week by 50 points, but they're going to give it a red-hot crack. It's just... how we come out, we want to come out and just do what we've been doing every week. Like we said before, respect the game, pressure, high pressure game, live game. So I feel like we can come out there and, we're getting away for a couple of days, so it'll be nice. We've sort of had 4 or 5 games at home, so it's nice when we travel.
Yeah, and you just feel the same way. You just want to get out there and play bloody football.
Yeah, like playing footy.
Yeah, good.
Similar theme to last week, respect the opposition, respect the game. They're also getting a few of their senior players back, so you'll notice, guys like Elliot Yeo, Shannon Hearn, there was a few others that have dripped back into the team, so that experience is going to help them all across the field, so we'll definitely be respecting the oppo.
Yeah, good. Last thing, I just want to leave you with this. Personnel doesn't always reflect success, but structure and game plan does. The two will complement each other once there is player buy-in. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And you, Tom, you'd be all over that?
Yeah, for sure. Something we're huge on at Collingwood is playing your role and playing your strength and just do what you're good at, and the next guy will do what he's good at, and it all comes together like a jigsaw puzzle.
Love it. Brilliant. All the best to you both for this weekend and for the rest of the season. Stay injury-free, enjoy your footy, and the last thing we'll say is go Pies. Put your hands together for them. All right. What I want to do now, I explained at the top of the show that these shows are about getting to know the players, and then we'll get to know you a little bit. That's going to be the interesting part, I reckon, just about be assured of. We want to do it in our first little segment. It's called What About Me? Right, everyone get comfortable, get settled in. I've got a few questions for you. You've done them before, one-word answers. You can go a little bit more if you feel like it. At what age did you first realise you wanted to play AFL?
Auskick.
Auskick. Wow.
Or, yeah, probably Auskick 7.
Yeah.
Always loved footy. Yep.
Jeez, brilliant. So describe for us what you were thinking turning up for your first day at the club. Where to park, where to sit, who was the first person or the player that made you feel the most welcome?
My first day at the club, we had to be there at about 8. I reckon I got there at about 6 a.m. I remember pulling up to the car park, literally around, I've got a selfie on my phone, I think it was about 6:18 a.m. Pulled up to the car park across the road from the Holden Centre or AIO Centre. And I was just sort of waiting around, was a scared young kid, had no idea really, and I just waited for Geordie to get there and then walked in with him.
Cool. Who was the first person that made you feel welcome? Can you remember?
It was a coach. It was Dale Tapping, who's now at Essendon.
Right.
He was someone that I lent on quite a lot.
Okay.
He was someone that really helped me and the first year boys a lot. In terms of the players, I can't really remember, but they were all very welcoming.
Yeah.
It took a while to sort of have a conversation with Swanee and a few of the older boys, but it was great.
That's brilliant. I love it. So tell us about your first day. Who was the one player that made you feel the most welcome?
Yeah, well, it was obviously with the Swans up in Sydney. I moved in with Goodsy actually when I first got to the club. That was pretty cool, moving in with someone like Goodsy.
For sure.
Jude Bolton was another one. He was a great mentor and just a great guy that made you feel welcome and a part of it.
Okay. Just to make it relevant for a Collingwood show, who was the first person that made you feel welcome at Collingwood? No. Your answer was perfect, but just for a Collingwood, who's been the one person that made you feel welcome when you first went down after you'd signed?
I've just had a quick
Probably
think about
the
it.
Bras. What was the place we were doing the workouts?
Oh yeah,
Pulse
at a gym I was going to in the off season. We got after it together, so it was good. But I do remember. I just want to give a little shout out to Ben Reid. I was just having to think about it then,
Right.
Because it was quite a while ago. But Reedy was the first person that sort of asked me to come over for dinner. Made me feel comfortable. I'm not too sure the first day, but he was the one that sort of made me feel a lot more comfortable around the place.
Nice. I like it. Excellent. Who's been your best mate at the club since arriving? And let's just talk Collingwood now. Who's been your best mate?
Well, we've got a little bit of a crew. Myself, Braz, Darcy Cameron, Bill Frampton. I'll throw him in there. Tommy Wilson. So there's a crew.
Nice.
We hang out off field. We hang out on field. Give each other plenty of feedback, good and bad. So it's a good little crew.
That's good. I love it.
I've sort of always been there with Jord from day dot.
Yep.
We had about 9 or 11 players actually come to the Pies in our draft year, and we've only got obviously Darcy, myself and Geordie. So I've always been with Darcy and Geordie. Geordie being probably one of my closer mates.
Yep.
Darcy Cameron, Tom, but like Tom said, we've got like a little group. We all hang out together. We all love going out for dinners and whatnot, but there are sort of little groups where you kick off with a little bit more.
I wanted to ask you, who did you grow up supporting and who was your favourite footballer when you were growing up?
I think we're the same. I was Carlton, Anthony Koutafidis.
Okay, yep.
I'm exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
the
Yeah,
same.
right, okay. Very nice. What was that feeling like when you first caught a glimpse of yourself in your Collingwood clobber, right? You're looking down and you see you're wearing the jumper, you got the shorts on, you got the socks, boots, you're all ready to go. You first get a glimpse of yourself. It might be a mirror, it could have just been something. You realise you're not dressing up. Mum hasn't brought you the gear from Kmart. This is the real deal. You guys are now you're working and this is your job. You're playing football for the Collingwood Football Club. Can you recall that emotion?
I'll go first because I feel like mine would be quite recent. Braz might have to go back. But I remember, looking in the mirror for round 1 Geelong, and I was just like, holy shit, I play for Collingwood now. I never thought I'd be playing for Collingwood. I thought I was going to be at Hawthorn the rest of my career, but
wow.
I've landed in a better spot.
How cool is that? But what about looking at that black and white stripe? Was that, like, did you...
No, I was smart. I was wrapped.
Yeah.
I was like, this is awesome. When you walk out, 90,000.
Yeah.
You don't get that in Launceston.
No. But it's also, did you also go, I look really good in black?
Yeah, I thought I looked pretty good.
Yeah, good. That's what I wanted. Braden, what was it like for you, mate? Just at first emotion for you?
was pretty surreal, pretty crazy. It was at the G on a Friday night in front of about 85,000 people.
Wow.
It was actually the day Phil Walsh passed away. So it was such a crazy sort of lead up to the game. The round was going to get called off. So there was a lot of different emotions going around. But got to put it on for the first time alongside Darcy.
Okay.
But every week's sort of the same. We feel the boys at the start of the game before we run out, put your jumpers on, and then you go put some water over your face or do whatever, put your headbands on, and you're actually looking in the mirror. So what I do, I put my jumper on and then go splash some cold water over my face, on my arms, just get myself going a little bit. So there's a mirror there, and you sort of do look at yourself and go, fuck, like I'm about to run out and play for Collingwood. So it's great.
Love it. You won't get a more honest answer than that. I love that. Brilliant. Since your time at the club, who has impressed you the most with their professionalism, their work ethic and their work rate?
This bloke sitting next to me, I've never actually, besides Scott Pendlebury, who's on a whole new level, Titch is probably up there with him. The amount of work that he puts into his body, stretching, eyes bars, recovery, just so much stuff that he does. No wonder he can get up and play week in, week out at the level he does.
That's
and being
great.
such a good player for such a long time, because he puts in the work off field.
Brilliant. Well done. Yeah.
I feel like we've got... One of the things I've been so impressed with coming to Collingwood is how self-driven all the players are.
Okay.
Like you'll see, players don't have to come in on their day off, but guys naturally do. There's so many that do. The Dacos boys are pretty good at it. Even Geordie, like he'll get up every morning and do his touch and just little things you probably wouldn't know about him. But I feel like we've got a very driven group who drive their own careers, and everyone's always doing something.
Yep.
Without being told. I haven't been a part of a team like that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You obviously Sydney and Hawthorn, you never experienced anything like that at those particular clubs than what you're witnessing now.
Yeah, I haven't, no.
Wow.
Not to this level. No.
That's brilliant. I love it. Describe for us in one word, the one word that you think best describes each other. Bruzzy, you tell us the one word that describes him. Tom, you tell us the one word.
Elite.
Elite?
Elite.
Oh, that's a good word.
On and off the field, elite.
I'll say, it's 3 words, but heart and soul for Bruz.
Whoa,
Yeah.
love it. Elite heart and
Spiritual
soul. Brilliant. Inscribed in gold. Describe for us your take on each other's sense of humour. You describe Tom's.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
We like we were saying before, we have a little group message, and some of the banter that we come up with, some of the stuff we say, it's just quite funny, and he leads the charge. So
Beautiful.
very, very funny man.
There's a lot
Excellent,
of pretending we're coaches and pulling players aside for a chat and that sort of stuff. So.
Okay. Excellent. I like it.
Good gas.
Yeah, nice. Do you have a cause or hobby that you're deeply passionate about outside of football?
I've tried to get into golf a couple of times, but I just simply do not have the patience for it. I might give it another crack sometime soon, but in terms of an actual hobby, I love my table tennis. I play table tennis every now and then, but
Okay.
I haven't really got a specific one.
Yep. All right. Tom, cause or hobby?
We got a basketball rig at the club.
Yep.
That gets a lot of use.
Okay.
When you want to work on your jump shot. So
Yep.
that's there. I feel like me and Braz are big dog lovers as well. We had, what were they yesterday, the dogs that came? The Labradors, the eyesight dogs.
Yeah, Seeing Eye Dogs Australia came in with a few puppies, which was beautiful.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Taking the dogs to the
Yeah.
park.
Yeah.
Unreal.
So
Yeah, good.
spending time with the dogs is a big one for us, I reckon.
I noticed that, and I saw that recently that you lost one of yours, and I sent you a message via that, which was quite sad, and I know how much that meant to you. What is the one headline that you'd like to wake up and read about yourself?
Flag pies.
Flag Pies 2023.
Yeah, flag pies. Oh, I like it. All right, who's been the toughest opponent to match up on throughout your career?
Back in sort of Hawthorn's heyday, with all due respect, Cyril Rioli and Luke Bruce were probably,
Good
the
names.
hardest.
Yeah.
Bontempelli for me.
Wow. Yeah, all right. Yeah, very good names. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're out for dinner or something and you get recognised and you wish you hadn't been?
Yeah.
Wait, so have you been out a couple of times and you don't like being recognised? Is that what?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. It depends what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
If you get me in a shit mood, then I won't have any bit of it. I'm only joking.
You'll sense it.
I'll give it to our fans. I'll give you a minute any time of the day, anywhere, anytime. So
There you go. I just lead them there. Their answers are their answers. I'll lead them there. Tom, been in a situation?
I think most fans are awesome and very friendly, and obviously going to be friendly back. Sometimes if you cop a bit of a spray, you're probably not going to, from an opposition team, you're not going to give much back.
No, not going to stay around very long. What's been the weirdest thing that you've ever been asked to sign?
I remember for the gather round just gone, this lady was just over the moon. She was sitting on the fence. Sounds a bit weird, but she had her legs sort of opened, and she had all these signatures on her legs that people had signed recently, and she had these hairy legs. Anyway, she goes, "Oh, can you sign my leg and I'll get it tattooed?" Anyway, so I've signed her leg. I haven't seen her yet, but I'm assuming she went and got it tattooed on her leg. So tattooing people's skin for them to go get tattooed is,
that's
weird,
out there.
unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah, all right, there you go. Tom?
I feel
Weirdest thing for you?
I've signed a few pieces of fruit before, like oranges and stuff.
That's pretty out there. I get that. Okay. You're walking through the airport, shopping centre, or you're sitting at home watching KO, and a billboard of you comes up. What's your first reaction?
Who's that rooster?
Yeah, nice. Good reaction.
Baby.
Yeah, there you go. Same?
Yeah, I whispered that to Braz, so he stole my answer.
Yeah, nice. All right. Do you have a normal or an abbreviated signature? Does it change? Do you have one or two? Or is it just
mine's
one?
pretty stock standard, sort of B into an, you'll see it over there,
Yeah.
B sort of into an M that flows into a 4. Pretty simple.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty consistent.
Yeah, okay, good. And your last one, which is the club that you like to beat the most?
No, I officially hate Adelaide probably more than any other team, just from what happened a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But Carlton, I love beating Carlton, and I just love the fact that they're in a bit of a shambles at the moment.
He won't disappoint, will he? He'll always give you what you want. I love it. Tom, who's the one club that you like to beat?
I like beating your former teams.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
We beat Hawthorn in the pre-season, which was good. We beat the Swans, and I think we may play Hawthorn later in the year, so looking forward to that.
Brilliant. Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the boys. All right, you've got a few questions here. I'm going to get through them as quick as I can. As soon as you think you know the answer, we'll go with it. All right, which Collingwood player has played the most games in the history of the club? Is it A, Scott Pendlebury, B, still Sidebottom, or C, Tony Shaw? Lockie.
Pendlebury.
It is. Beautiful. 368 games. 1 point to you. How many VFL, AFL grand finals has the Collingwood Football Club played in?
Lockie. 35.
No.
I think it's 36.
No.
42.
There you go. I can't give you the points because that wasn't your first guess, all right? But well done, you did get it. Who is your team's captain?
Lockie. Darcy Moore.
That's good. Luca, that won't work. You've got to do this part. I know. Well done. You're not in class right now. You're all good, all right? You are correct. Well done. Out of these three players, who has captained the Collingwood Football Club the most? Is it A, Scott Pendlebury, D,
Lockie.
B, Tony Shaw, or
Luca.
Lockie.
Lockie?
Scott Pendlebury.
No. The entirety of the question. I'll give you. Now you have
I forgot.
That's all right because you're going to get it all again. All right. Out of these three players, who has captained the Collingwood Football Club the most? Is it A, Scott Pendlebury, B, Tony Shaw, or C, Nathan Buckley?
Lockie.
No, you're already out.
It's Bucks. Buckley.
Buckley, yes, well done. Correct, you got it. Good man. Collingwood has finished on top of the ladder at the end of the home and away season in its history a total of A, 6 times, B, 8 times, or C, 10 times.
Luca.
Luca.
I think it's 8.
Well done. Good man, you got it. Excellent. Where did your team finish on the ladder at the end of the home and away season last year?
Lockie. 4th.
Well done, mate. That's correct.
Yeah.
Who wears the number 7 at your club?
Luca.
Luca.
Josh.
Yes.
Dacos.
Does he have a last name?
Josh Dacos.
I love it. Well done. Beautiful. All right, for 2 points, guys. Player and goals. Who was your club's leading goal kicker in 2022 and how many goals did they kick?
Luca.
Luca.
Checkers.
Yes.
I think it was 41.
Yeah,
His jumping
very
number.
good. Was spot on. 2 points. Well done. I love it. How many games did your team win last year at the end of the home and away season?
Lockie.
Lockie?
17.
No. Luca.
I think it was 19.
No, you went the wrong way. Come back. It was 16, okay? No points there. Name 3 coaches over the last 20 years.
Lockie.
Lockie.
McRae.
Yes?
Buckley.
Yes?
And Malthouse.
Perfect, mate. Well done. Beautiful. How many losing grand finals has the Collingwood Football Club played in?
Luca.
Luca.
It's this one, I think it is 26 this time.
20, did you say 27?
7.
Yes, you did, yes,
Thanks.
27.
Thanks.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Good. That was very well done. He knows a lot, don't worry. Closest to within 1,000, how many members does the Collingwood Football Club currently have?
Lockie.
100,000.
No. Luca.
39,000? No, I'm joking.
Yeah. All right, give me another guess then.
I think it's like 95,000 or something.
Did you say 95,000?
Yeah.
No, you'd be wrong. 90,897. Congratulations, Fires Pans. That's bloody awesome. Well done. No points, though. Here we go. Out of these 3 Collingwood grand finals, which had the most supporters in attendance? Was it A, 1970 versus Carlton? Was it B, 1956 versus Melbourne? Or was it C, 2018 versus West Coast?
Lockie.
56. No, it wasn't.
I think it was 1970.
Yeah. Yes, it was, mate. Well done. Good man. What are we looking at score-wise? 7-4. All right. Come on, boys. Here we go. It's getting down to the pointy end of it. How many premierships has the Collingwood Football Club won?
Lockie.
15. Yes, mate. Well done. Who was the Collingwood player to win a Norm Smith medal in the 2010 grand final?
Lockie.
Lockie.
Scott Pendlebury.
Well done, mate. Yes, it was. There we go now, 6 versus 7. Out of these 3 players, who has won the most BNFs at the Collingwood Football Club? Is it A, Dane Swan, B, Nathan Buckley, or C, Scott Pendlebury?
Luca, I think it's Pendlebury. I think Pendlebury.
No.
Buckley.
Yes, Nathan Buckley it was. Well done. What are we now? 7 all. Oh, all right. This is for 3 points, guys. Player, year and votes. How many votes, what year, and who was the last Collingwood player to win a Brownlow medal?
Lockie. Dane Swan.
Yes. 1 point.
2011.
2 points.
33.
No, you got 2 points. Luca, do you want to steal the last one? How many votes did
31. 31.
Don't listen to them. You come up with your own number.
42.
No, maybe you should listen to them. No, neither. It was 34. All right, so just 2 points. Well done. What year did your team last win a grand final, and who did they play?
Lockie.
2010,
St Kilda.
Well done, mate. All right, now what are we looking at score-wise? 10 versus 7. I could make the next 2 questions worth 3 points, but I won't. All right. How many points did you win that grand final by?
Lockie.
52. No. Luca. Don't listen to them. What do you reckon, mate?
56.
Yeah, spot on. 56 it is. That's a score of 8. Last one. Collingwood Football Club was founded in A, 1872, B, 1892, or C, 1992. Ooh, Luca.
1892.
Well done. You got it. Finished up with a total score of 9. There you go. But you are, Lockie, simply the best. Well done. That was brilliant. How good's that? Well done, champion. That's your football. Look at that. Signed by the boys, and that's your football signed by the boys. Well done, guys. Thank you very much for playing and participating. They were both very talented. Simply the Best was proudly brought to you by Yamaha and the Big Picture People. They are the experts in home theatre technology. The Big Picture People are located in Hoppers Crossing, Clyde North, South Morang, Cheltenham, Water Gardens and the Gold Coast. All right, before I start this segment, who out of you two would like to go first? Tom. All right, Tom's going to go first. It's birthday time, all right? Could you show the boys what's on the wheel? We've got number 9s, grand finals, Brownlow's history, Australiana, Coleman medalist, that sort of thing. Sandra's going to spin the wheel, and whatever segment comes up, you're going to have 10 questions within that segment, and the boys are going to keep score for you. All right, let's go, Sand. Spin the wheel, and let's see what comes up. Nervous anticipation. You can feel it in the room. Cut the air with a knife. What is it? Number 9s. All right. Not bad, Tom. That's not a bad one. Let's see how you go with this. What number, Sandy? 9. No, I know that. What number? 6. Thank you very much. All right, there we go. All right, what's going to happen here, mate? You're going to have 45 seconds on the clock, all right? 45 seconds on the clock, Sam. And I'm going to ask you to give me number 9s. I'll read out the club. You've got to give me the number 9 from that club. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So you've got...
So the number 9 or the number 6?
No, the number 9.
Number 9, okay.
Yeah, you've got 45 seconds on the clock to answer and give me as many number 9s as you possibly can.
Not good with current day, though.
If you don't know, just pass.
Righto.
All right?
Got this.
And you're going to be keeping score, okay? This
Yep.
is your part. This is the important part of your
Number
day.
9.
All right. So we're going 45 seconds on the clock. We're right to go. Here we go with your first one now. Adelaide.
Rory Sloane.
Correct. He's got 1 point. Brisbane.
Lockie Neal.
There's 2 points. Carlton.
Paddy Cripps.
Perfect.
John Noble.
Yes. John Noble's correct. Essendon.
Dylan Shield.
Dylan Shield, correct. Fremantle.
Luke Jackson.
Correct. Geelong. Shh. No help.
Pass.
Pass. Max Holmes. Gold Coast. I can't hear the clock, Sam.
Ainsworth.
Ben Ainsworth. Correct. GWS. Pass.
Pass.
Ryan Angwin. Hawthorn.
CJ.
Yes. Hawthorn. Oh, I just said that. Melbourne.
Spargo.
Yes. North Melbourne. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Davies Union.
Yes, perfect. Well done. Got it? How'd you go? 7. That's not bad, all right. 7 for number 9s. That was good. All right. Okay, now we're going to have Tate. Is that correct? We're going to have Tate. You're going to be keeping score here. Sandra's going to spin the wheel. This is going to be Bruzzies. Tate's going, oh man, I have no idea what's going on up here. Don't worry, mate, neither do we. Sandy, spin the wheel, darling. Put us out of our misery. Let's go. What do we got? There's no drum beat either, Sam. Can't hear anything up here. Norm Smiths. Oh, how do you reckon? You'd know a few Norm Smiths in your time, would you? Yes, of course you would. Let's do it. Norm Smiths it is. All right, here we go. What's going to happen here, mate? I'm going to be reading out the year, right? Or I can read out the player. Which would you prefer? What do you reckon is going to make it easier? So like if you said yeah. What game it was from? No, if I give you the player, you just have to tell me what year they won the Norm Smith. Or I can read out the year and you've got to tell me the player. Which would you prefer?
Yeah, I'll read out the player.
Okay, all right, there it is then. Okay, here they come. Your first one. Who won the Norm Smith medal in 2019?
Dustin Martin.
Correct. 1 point. Who won it in 2016?
2016. Bontempelli.
No, from the same team though. Jason Johannesson.
Jason.
Who won it in 2014?
Hodge.
Yes, well done. Perfect. That's a point. You got that. Who won it in 2021?
Dusty. I mean, no, Petrarca.
Yes, Christian Petrarca is correct. Well done. 2015? Who won the Norm Smith medal in 2015?
Hodge.
No, same club, Surioli. Who won it in 2017?
Dusty.
Correct. Perfect. Who won it in 2018?
I don't even want to think about that. I reckon, have you farted? Have you farted? I've been just... or is he taking a dump? I've been distracted. I get another 3 points, I reckon.
I don't even know what to say. Wow.
Where were we?
I have no idea. Somewhere between something in your pants and a hard place. All right. In 28... Oh, my God. In 2018, who won the Norm Smith medal?
What's his name? Shuey?
Yes, that's perfect. Well done. I'll try and put you out of misery. We'll go through these next three as quick as we can. Who won it in 2022?
Smith. Isaac Smith.
Who?
Isaac Smith?
Yes, Isaac Smith is correct. And then the last two, who won it in 2020?
Dusty.
Yes, perfect. And your last one, who won it in 2013? I'm not laughing at the answer.
I'm
I'm
going to say Hodge again.
No, Brian Lake, there you go, from the same club though. That was really good, Tate. You were fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. What was the end result? It doesn't matter because you both take home a football. That was just too much for words. Well done, guys. Good on you, Tate. There you go, little man. That's all yours. Oh, wow. Dean, well done, champ. That was fantastic. I don't know what else to say. Mum and Dad, you're never going to live that one down. Wowee. All right. Good stuff. All right. There you go. That was playing to win. I want you to have some fun with this, guys, all right? Just step in a little bit and make yourselves nice and comfortable. So here comes your first one. Captain Blood.
Yes, Grant.
Grant.
Jack Dyer.
Welcome. Yeah, it's 1 point. Well done. Super Boot.
Jason.
Jason.
Bernie Quinlan.
Correct. There you go. Flying Doormat.
Grant.
Grant.
Bruce Dill. Yeah.
Bruce Jewell. That's correct. Well done. Yes, you're getting it out there. Diesel.
Jason.
Jason.
Greg Williams.
Yes, it is Greg Williams. Plugger.
Grant.
Grant.
Tony Lockett.
Tony Lockett. Correct. The King.
Jason.
Jason.
Wayne Carey.
Yes, it is. Well done. Lethal.
Jason.
Grant.
Oh, Jason.
Lee Matthews.
Lee Matthews. Correct. How are we going there? 4 versus 3. Hungry.
Jason.
Jason.
Kevin Ballard.
Beautiful. The Kid.
Kid.
The Kid. What? I asked who wanted to come up and play, and you sit down there and go, no, I don't want to play, and now you're screaming out from there. All right.
Jason.
Yes.
Debbie Purden.
Wow, it is rude. That's correct. Well done. All right, thank you. The Dipper.
Grant.
Grant.
Dippy Domenico.
Yes, correct. How are we going there? 4 versus 5. All right. Sticks.
Grant.
Grant.
Stephen Kernahan.
Well done. The Doc. Shh. Can't stand it when you won't come up and then you scream out from down there. What was your answer? Jason, did you
Jason.
have? Yep. Who do you reckon?
I can't remember now.
Yeah. Now,
Darryl Baldock it is. The Flying Dutchman.
Oh, gee.
Grant Vanderhaar.
Yeah, Paul Vanderhaar. 3 more, boys. 3 more. The Flea.
Jason.
Jason.
Dale White.
Yes, that's correct. It is. The Hawk.
Jason.
I swear.
Doug Hawk.
Yes, it is. Score-wise, 8 versus 5. We round it up with 1 more. The Dominator. Yeah, right.
Jason. What's his name? Can't remember now.
No? No?
I can picture him, but I can't remember his name.
No?
From Carlton, but I can't remember.
Wayne Johnson.
Let's just go with Wayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Well done.
That sounds
Score, 9 versus 5. We have a winner. It's you. Yes, you won. Well done. Thank you for all your participation. That was fantastic. No, you guys were great. You have won Say My Name. For doing so, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. These are the new Collingwood retro flags, if you haven't seen them. That's absolutely wonderful. That's runner-up, all right? So that's you, Grant. So you've just won a Collingwood retro flag. There you go, champ. That's all yours. And Jace, look at this. You've won the That's Good Footy sports bag with, as I said, I don't know how much money was in there, but you can count it later on. And well done. Congratulations to you. Put your hands together for them. Well done. All I wanted to do now is I'm going to tell you what's going on with the next couple of weeks of shows. Our next show is on June the 7th. We'll be doing a Richmond show from the Mulgrave Country Club with Jaden Short and Liam Baker. Then on June the 14th, we'll be doing a North Melbourne show at the Mulgrave Country Club with Cam Zurhar and Luke McDonald. Then on June the 21st, we'll be doing a Collingwood show from the Italian Sports Club in Werribee with Brodie Myercheck and Bobby Hill. Should be a good night. And then on June the 28th, we'll be heading back to the Mulgrave Country Club to do a Hawthorn show with Mitch Lewis and Dylan Moore. Okay, there you go. Remember, when you're purchasing your tickets, you can only purchase them through the That's Good Footy website, www.that'sgoodfooty.com.au/events, or click on the links in the That's Good Footy Facebook page post. It's the only place where you can get your tickets. All I wanted to do now is just sign off for the evening and just say thanks very much to all of you for coming along. Remember, go and sign up on the That's Good Footy Facebook page if you haven't already. That's where your photos will be this evening. Could you please put your hands together for Sam and Sandy? Thank you. I ask you to do that is because there's only 3 of us that put these shows together. A lot of people say, yeah, I can see that, but there's a lot of other people that go, wow, only 3. So we're pretty happy with what we have been able to achieve tonight. All I wanted to just do now is if you could please put your hands together, and you're all feeling good, for Braden Maynard and Tom Mitchell. There they are, they're standing up, they're ready to go. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been the That's Good Footy panel show. My name's Damien. Thank you, everyone. Cheers and good night. Thank you.